This hand is actually immaculate. Oh my gosh, we're not even gonna use this, I don't think. Okay, so boom, right? We're gonna pitch an Albaz and see what happens. Okay, I gotta charge my phone. So we're on a whole opposite side now. So this is still in hand, but we're not gonna use this. We're gonna send this, boom bam. Shuffle up. I hope I'm in frame. We'll draw our card. It's a gold sark. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. This goes on the bottom. That's actually like a wombo combo. But we can slap down regain. We won't use it immediately, but we can do a gold sark first. Boom. Gold sark is gonna go banish the tragedy. Tragedy is going to search a Quen. Boom. Normal the Quen. Quen is gonna dump Mukuyet. Magnamut, not Ecclesia, but Magnamut will summon by banishing the Mukuyet. We'll do chain 1, chain 2. Mukuyet is gonna get us Cartesia. Cartesia will be able to summon herself out because we sent Albaz to the grave with the Shrouded Dragon. So boom. After that, we can hit a nice little Synchro summon. I think this batter can go right here. I don't think we'll get to Lubellion in this line. However, because something just left the extra deck, we can bring back either of these two. Doesn't matter. We can do Cartesia. Actually, it does matter. Definitely does matter. We'll bring Cartesia for sure, though. This batter is going to target Mercurier. Slap that down. Now, here's where we would be able to synchro. Once we get the new stuff, we can synchro with this tuner or this tuner and get the new Ecclesia Synchro card that will go into the other Fallen of Albaz, the Fallen of the White Dragon, and then that'll be a whole different thing. But we don't have those cards yet, but we can still do some cool shenanigans. So we just use Quem's effect. We don't need Quem on the board anymore. We just use all our effects. Boom, we're gonna overlay. Merrymaker. Merrymaker is going to dump a card to the graveyard. Now, you dump typically with a hand like this. If I had an Adir Servant, I would dump Springen's Brothers. But since I don't, we're gonna go Springen's Captain Sarkis. From there, we overlay again to Gigantic Champion Sarkis, and then he'll use his effect. Also, at any point in time here, the reason I didn't use Regained is because if Nib happens, Dispatter's here to stop that. I didn't count my summons, but if they tried to nib me while Cartesia was on the board and we didn't have Dispatter out yet, we quite literally fuse off in a grand, and then they resent everything that they did. All their life decisions are just done and dealt with. So we go Gigantic Champion Sarkis. Unfortunately, we don't grab a Therian, but we still get a solid board. We get Tally Hill Springens. It's a very strong little board we're about to do right here. I don't know why I'm shuffling, because I'm about to go back in there. Tally Hill Springens, detaching 2 cards. We can do, I mean, depending on how our board ends up looking, I guess it doesn't matter what our second card is. We definitely detach the Merrymaker, however. We detach 2. We will grab, I should explain what some of these cards do. This is not standard branded. So since I detached 2, we're going to add Springen's Kit, and then we're going to resolve the last part of the effect. Since we detached 2, we'll summon the kit from the hand, and we will summon the Captain Sarkis from the graveyard. And then we will do, I'm playing like I have 1 card in my hand, but I actually have 2, so I don't have to really worry too much. Like I said, we're not even worried about Brain Infusion right now. We're gonna do Kit Chainlink 1, Sarkis Chainlink 2 anyway, bouncing the kit back to our hand. This would be very beneficial if we did have 1 card in hand left, but we have 2. So it doesn't really matter too much because Kit has to put a card back. and we want to use Dogmatica Ecclesia. Kit is going to add after Sargis bounces her back. Kit will add, oh, it was right here, Branded in white. And we'll put Branded Fusion on the bottom. We know for a fact that Nib can't hurt us because we have this. So at this point, we can Cartesia whenever. We can go Cartesia right now if we really wanted to. Fusing itself off and the kit. And make a Grand Guignol. And then Grand Guignol will slap down a, we'll send a card from the extra deck or the deck to the grave. I think we'll do extra deck, and I think we'll send an Albion. From there, we can go Branded in white, and we can actually, the goal was going to be, so even if you don't use Cartesia, you can use the Springs Merrymaker in the Fallen of Albaz. Because Fallen of Albaz is in the grave, you could just banish those two to make a Mirror Jade. However, the effect that I want from this works in the grave. So this can get sent to the grave, we'll banish the Albaz, and then we'll get ourselves a Mirror Jade. We'll put it right there. And then from there, we have some space to work with. And then Regained will trigger, targeting our Albaz, putting it on the bottom of the deck, and we'll draw one. But I did not shuffle, so we'll do that first. We'll see what card we get. Alright, boom. Proper cut. Boom, that goes on the bottom. We get a draw. It's Branded Lost. That's actually nuts. Well, it would have been nuts earlier. But we can, I mean, we can still play it, I guess. So we just slap that down. Because Quan is in the grave, so we just slap down a nice little Branded Banishment right here that can't be negated. That's pretty good. I think right here is where our board will start to get really full. Because right here is where we add the icing on the cake. We'll go Ecclesia's effect to grab a Dogmatica card. Or Dogmatica card for Ecclesia. That's kind of plus. So that could literally be anything. That could be the Fallen and the Virtuous. And I just let that rock, right? You could do that. And then you do get the Branded Banishment for Albion, and then you profit in the next turn. However, actually, no. I'm overthinking. I think that's actually the wise thing to do. Basically, I typically hold Nib. I mean, I hold this for after a Nib. After Nib comes out, Ecclesia can slap herself down. She can grab Dogmatica Matrix, which basically says when it's activated, you can add a Dogmatica ritual monster or spell from your deck. But if your opponent controls a monster, you can also add any Dogmatica card on top of that. So if they had Nib on board, they successfully nibbed our board, Grand Guignol will trigger, slap this down, grab this, we activate, we grab this spell, and then we grab, where you at? This monster, send a Despian Lulu to the grave, because this ritual spell says you can ritual summon a Dogmatica by sending an extra deck monster that matches its level to the grave. And so you literally just slap that down, boom, bam, boom. But if they don't control a monster, you can only grab one of these. So it makes more sense to not grab the Matrix and instead grab this new Dogmatica card. That way, well, this will be in hand for now, but that way, 1, you have room, 2, your Albion has room to grab other things, and 3, you can utilize your Branded Loss to get another negate on the next turn, and 4, your Regained is going to definitely get you some draws at the same time as the Lost, so you don't have to worry about Ash or anything like that. It's going to be really, that's really busted. The only thing you have to worry about is if they have like a call by or any Bestial, I guess. Actually, not even a Bestial, because a Bestial gets stopped by this Bestial. but maybe like a Crow, something like that. Crow or Called By. But yeah, this is definitely the best hit, so we're gonna target that, set that, proceed to the end phase. Albaz gonna go ahead, he's gonna set ourselves nice little branded banishment or branded retribution. I'm never opposed to setting that card, especially when you already have one fusion that mentions Fallen Albaz and you didn't use your Mirror Jade yet. That is definitely something that you can do. But just because Lost is here, we'll set Branded Banishment. So boom, bam. The other thing we will do is grab ourselves this Cartesia from the grave. And there was one more thing, I think. Oh yeah, Magnemite. Also, as I'm passing it, since we had the Magnemite, another target to set would be a 2 to the branded. Basically, it will allow you to synchro summon on your opponent's turn, but also if you control a Bestial, which we have right here, if you control a Bestial, any of your opponent's materials for like fusion, synchros, links, all that, rituals even, get banished instead of going to the graveyard. So it just banishes their materials and stuff like that, which I find very useful. Stops Yummy in their tracks. Haven't played any recent locals, but it's been a problematic card for people to actually have to deal with, so I always keep it. It's a very side-outable card if you know you're going second. But yeah, we'll grab the Geostorm for now. That's basically your turn. You still have a very formidable board. Once opponent's turn comes around, anything they slap down, the fact that you have as much as you do is insane. Like, the Ecclesia here now makes Mirror Jade a potential to come back like maybe 3 times if you can allow it. Like, if you can get there, like, you can always banishment and summon and then just not fuse, which will let us get other stuff. But if you do fuse, you fuse this off into like your Despia or whatever, Despian Quiritus, or you have a Masquerade, you can do that too. This will trigger, get our Mercurier, then you spin this back, get a draw at the same time. We draw, I don't even know, branded opening. I don't know if I shuffled though, but yeah, we'll say branded opening for now. Then we get a Mercurier. I definitely didn't shuffle, but it's fine. It's fine. This is just examples. This card says, I didn't even tell y'all about this card. Basically, it detaches from any Xyz monster you control. We just go like that. Target a face-up card your opponent controls, pop it. It's a quick effect on the opponent's turn only. And since the card just got detached, that means you have 2 pops or a pop and a bounce. This is still live if something gets banished on their side to negate, which we can do off of this, or we can pop with this one. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interruptions, 6 interruptions, my bad, 7 interruptions. Jeez. The deck's always been strong, at least the way I play it. I mean, it's always been strong, just period. But like, it's getting more and more beefy, and I can tell like it's about to be nasty. And I don't know what I'm gonna get rid of for these new cards, especially the way that I'm playing with like spring and stuff. But I'm just loving it. So yeah, that's basically an example. I've gone on for long enough. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. So basically, okay, I just realized. So on summon, Spriggan's Merrymaker sends any Spriggan's card from the deck to the grave. That's basically what it does on summon. During the main or battle phase, it can banish itself until the end phase. If it has 2 materials, it sends a fusion monster from the extra deck to the grave that mentions Fallen of Albaz. Sometimes that comes up. Not usually though. That's that card. Gigantic Champion Sargus can overlay on top of any Spriggan's Xyz as long just once per turn. And then while it has material, it can add any Therian or Spriggan's card. And if a card is detached from any Xyz on the field, while this card is on the field, it can target any card, either destroy it or bounce it back to the hand. And Tally Ho Springens adds a Springens monster from the deck to the hand, but it can also detach from Xyz monsters before doing so. And if I did that, I can summon Springens monsters from my hand or graveyard up to, well, exactly the number that I detached.